we go. Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Melody Rodarte. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. And as I was just saying, it finally cooled off where we had to put the heaters on today. I live here because I enjoy not shoveling snow. I like to shovel sunshine. So anyway, I'm very excited that you have spent some time, you're going to spend some time with us this evening. And if you catch a replay, great. What we want to talk about is biohacking our lives and living our best selves, activating our cells. I'm a physician in the Phoenix area. I am double board certified. So I'm certified in internal medicine and obesity medicine, a fancy word for weight loss. I also carry certifications in medical aesthetics, hyperbaric medicine, and wound care. I always tell everybody I just really loved learning how the body heals, how the body takes care of itself, and been very much into preventative medicine. That is a majority of my practice. Even though people think they're coming to me for weight loss, I start to teach them how to take care of their body and prevent illnesses. I heard a great quote this week. I had to post it on my website, and I want to share it with you because if this doesn't ring true, I'm going to be honest, I don't know if this webinar is for you. If it rings true to you when you hear it, stay tuned. The purest form of medicine is prevention and lifestyle. I'm going to say it again. The purest form of medicine is prevention and lifestyle. Dr. Cleaver wrote that, and that speaks volumes to me. And that's why I'm here today. So I sit on the medical advisory board, the scientific advisory board for the company. I'm full disclosure. My term will be up. It's been really incredible, about 4 years of doing that. And it's because I love to teach and train. And that is what I want to share with you today is I want to educate you on terms that you might not know, fancy words like maybe oxidative stress, or NRF2, and just help you know that you are not stuck with the genes that you are given. Maybe, yes, they're inside your body, but they don't have to be expressed in the way that you might be fearful for them being expressed. And in this holiday season, when all of us are starting to think about our health and what we can do and wanting to stay healthy, this is perfect timing to, one, hear this, and two, share this information with others. Because as the new year starts, we all become hyper-focused, and I don't want us to lose that focus. During this pandemic, it is of utmost importance that you take control of your health, because the medical system will not at this time. And that's hard for me to say because I wanted to be a physician since I was 5 years old. And so you need to be in control of it. So with that, let's get started here. Let's see. So main thing here is what we want to do is we want to biohack our health. And so I stated one of the first disclosures in the front, but this is another just disclosure slide that we have to do to be compliant. So why are we here tonight? Well, I'm going to tell you, for me, it started 7 years ago with a friend sharing this ABC Primetime Investigative Report. At the time, I was looking for something that could help slow down aging in myself and my patients. I wanted specifically to find something to reduce oxidative stress in my son. Again, I said that term, oxidative stress, you're going to learn about it if you haven't heard about it yet. My son had an autoimmune condition, and traditional Western medicine wasn't working fully. And some of the things that I knew, as I had said, I had done wound care and everything was not fully working. So I was very happy that someone wanted to share this ABC Primetime Investigative Report. Why are we showing it today? Even though it aired in 2005, it's where the story started. And you're going to see a couple things here on the right-hand side. Dr. McCord, the picture you see down there, he is the award-winning scientist that discovered superoxide dismutase, an incredible antioxidant that our body makes. He devoted his life to finding out a way that we could reduce oxidative stress, reducing free radical damage. He is the one who helped coordinate and developed the little yellow activator, protandim NRF2, which I am going to be speaking in more about in the next few minutes. So with this flurry happening and this being a small little company, ABC Primetime ABC Primetime came in to do a report. And so I think it's important to still show this because that's what I was shown 7 years ago. And John Quinones just never gets old talking. And so I want to spend the next 6 minutes watching this video. I will jump back on right afterwards. But what's really neat, if you see those the two bullet points there, this is a publicly traded company on the NASDAQ. You can look it up while we're watching this and we can talk even more.
The following is an ABC Primetime investigative report that aired in 2005.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life. It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment, a kind of guinea pig.
Dr. McCord, okay.
I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver to meet Dr. Joe McCord, a world-renowned scientist.
This is pretty exciting stuff you're finding, huh?
It is. We're very excited about it.
His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And his decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test.
Can we scoop? Yeah, there we go.
It wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company.
They want to check my levels of something called T-bars, which is a rough indicator of a person's actual age. T-bars can identify a condition known as oxidative stress, a kind of measure of the wear and tear on our bodies. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
Bad for the body,
Leading to disease.
and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
The problem of aging begins with the very food we eat to give us energy. As our cells burn that food, they also release toxic chemicals. Those chemicals, you may know them as free radicals, react with all the components of our cells, literally bombarding them millions of times per second, damaging all our cells. So the result, oxidative stress, and we all have it. The body fights back with a system of defenses. It makes two antioxidant enzymes, catalase and SOD, whose job is to gobble up the free radicals before they can harm our cells. But as we get older, some of those toxic radicals overwhelm our enzymes and wreak their havoc. For a long time, scientists thought that antioxidant vitamins like C and E would lower it, but they don't.
As it's turned out in just the last 5 years or so, we see that they're not good enough tools. They're not powerful enough.
But this pill, he says, is powerful enough. In fact, many times more powerful.
So, doctor, how often do I take these?
And so here I go. With that swallow, I've just become part of a potentially landmark scientific experiment.
Doesn't taste bad.
It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Whether that will lead to longer life is still unknown. Experiments to see if mice live longer are about to get underway, but it's a tantalizing theory.
Right now, all we know is that this preparation decreases oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is not a disease, just like aging is not in itself a disease, but it's something that accompanies and is attached to many disease processes.
Have you discovered the fountain of youth?
I wouldn't put it that way, but we may have discovered something that will tell us a lot more about how we age, what happens biochemically, and maybe how we can slow it down. And so you can see the age-related.
Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. But in Dr. McCord's tests, Taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old.
They all are reduced to the level of oxidative stress that one would expect, frankly, in a newborn or a very young child.
Back to the oxidative stress levels of a child? It sounds too good to be true. Will Protandim work on me?
But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. Dr. McCord calculates the numbers. The result, my level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%, that's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Have we turned back the clock? Well, maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
Would you suggest I keep taking this supplement?
I would.
And so ancient Eastern healing and modern Western medicine may soon be working together. High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma. I've studied all of these: strokes, heart attacks,
Even mental disease.
yes,
Depression?
Alzheimer's disease, depression. But we do know that oxidative stress is part of those disease processes. And I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it.
So after that aired, many people wanted to know what oxidative stress was. Hopefully you're starting to think that. And they wanted to know, how do we get this bottle in our hand? Because we got to see the results of John Quinones's blood. We got to see that level of oxidative stress reduce. And so let's talk about oxidative stress. It's the natural wear and tear that is happening. It happens inside of our bodies and each of our cells, as well as the things that we eat and even things that are innate, like a bicycle sitting out in the monsoon storm here is going to start rusting. That's what's happening to all of our cells. And so the food we eat, the water we drink, the air we breathe, exercise, either being a couch potato or a marathon runner can create too much oxidative stress, environmental toxins, Wi-Fi's. I mean, more and more stressors are out there. And so what we want to do is we want to reduce it, because what happens with uncontrolled oxidative stress is free radical damage here to each of those cells. You can see this on the left-hand side. Each cell is made up of, little tiny organelles, and its function is happening. And if something happens to that cell makes up a tissue, the tissue makes up an organ, and that makes our body. And so depending on how my genes are expressed and how your genes are expressed might look like any of these types of problems here on the left-hand side, depending on, the organ that is affected. And so that's why we should care. After this aired, it was really neat because there was no solution to effectively lower oxidative stress until Protandim NRF2 was released. No amount of fruits, vegetables, vitamins, or special antioxidant potions or tablets would help protect our bodies against the assault of free radical damage. That was interesting to me. I'm going to tell you, the first thing I wanted to do was poke holes in it, because I do evidence-based medicine. That's kind of the classic word for those of us who look at research, look at literature, case reports, and put it into practice. When I saw that ABC primetime 7 years ago, I went home literally and I said, this has to be too good to be true. And I typed in the word Protandim NRF2 into a search engine called pubmed.gov. It's where everything that is peer reviewed and published is. And let me just go forward to this really fast. This is what you would find if you were to do that right now. When I did this 7 years ago, there were only 13 peer-reviewed studies. If you do it tonight, there's over 30 peer-reviewed studies, and there are major universities and incredible published journals. So take that into account. Let me shoot back up here. So what is Protandim? What do I keep talking about here? It's 5 herbal ingredients that most of you probably have heard about now: ashwagandha, bacopa, milk thistle, green tea, turmeric. And the synergy of these in this specific blend makes it more incredible than what else is on the market. And so we are reducing oxidative stress by an average of 40% in 30 days and up to 70% with continued use. You heard some of those key antioxidants: superoxide dismutase, catalase, glutathione. If you haven't heard about glutathione in the last 2 years, we definitely need to have a serious conversation. And so the neat part about this is the only dietary supplement proven to extend life in male mice. So if you remember, they were talking about that in the ABC primetime video. That study was going on, and the NIA published it. It was not funded by us. They used our product. So we have 2 seals of approval on there: the BSCG, the NSF. Those are great third parties that are telling you what is on the labels inside the bottle. Very important for something that's quote unquote over the counter. So why take it instead of kind of just eating your fruits and vegetables that you heard about? Well, like I said before, I'm a weight loss doc. I'm still going to tell you to eat your fruits and vegetables. You still have to maintain a healthy lifestyle and diet, but you want to do something else. You want to activate your body's own system. And so on the left-hand side, when we eat a blueberry, when we eat an orange, or when we take a vitamin C or a vitamin E, you're only neutralizing 1 free radical at a time. It's still good, but there's only so much good it can do. When you activate the NRF2 profile, like with Protandim, you're neutralizing 1,000,000 per second. Can you see the difference here in the weight of it, of the evidence of using something that activates your cells? And so this is another incredible slide that I love to show. So all of those key ingredients are able to elicit an antioxidant gene expression. But you can see that when you take it as Protandim, there's an 18-fold increase in the expression of the antioxidant genes. That is why there are so many patents, and I'll skip to this, protecting the formulation. You cannot patent green tea. It exists. Everybody has green tea. You can even find PubMed articles if you say blank and green tea, but you couldn't go and do that with other supplements for the most part. I'll put that little caveat. But if you type in Protandim, you're going to see over 30 published articles, and it's by the branded name. That's the incredible part of this. And so you can look up those patents. It goes into more detail on what they found Protandim to do, and that's why they could get so many patents, both US patents, and we do have international patents, which I don't have written down on this slide. So what is the key thing about NRF2 activation? I like what Washington State University says: potentially the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. It's a pathway that can be used as a therapy and as prevention. That's why it's so important. I just came back from a 3-day conference on aging and regenerative medicine in Vegas. It's called the World Congress. And you know what they talked about? NRF2 activators and increasing glutathione, and how do we prevent, how do we prevent disease? Aging is okay if you can keep running and jumping up and down and enjoying life. Aging is not okay when you're stuck in a wheelchair and just sitting there. I want to be active. I want to run around like crazy with my great grandchildren. I don't know about you, but that's my plan. Is when I say I want to slow down the aging process, it's because I want to live on the inside young and on the outside young as well. So this company is incredible. There's a couple other items I want to talk about. The flagship product is the Protandim NRF2. And then they released 2 other products in the Protandim family. The NRF1 is for mitochondrial function. So a second theory of aging is mitochondrial dysfunction. And if you remember from junior high and high school biology, ATP comes from our mitochondria. We just thought it was energy, but it's more than that. Our mitochondria are so important to how our nervous system works, how we age, how our genes are expressed as well. And so we have NRF1 Synergizer, that is another 5 key ingredients that is helping the performance through energy production. It's actually enhancing cellular health. It helps our sleep quality. Right now, so many of us have disrupted sleep. We need sleep. That's when our body repairs. And so we want to help slow down the cellular aging by supporting chromosomal integrity. That's our NRF1 activator or synergizer. The other thing that we have been able to do, I apologize, I forgot that I put the slide in. So this is just kind of the other part of another visual to help you out with NRF1. And in the middle there, you'll see the 5 key ingredients. And I already kind of talked about there on the right-hand side, the importance of mitochondrial biogenesis. So the other theory of aging includes the decline in sirtuin activity. And sirtuins are like the CEO of the cell with helping to express what needs to happen. NAD is the molecule that drives this. And so we need to replenish NAD in our health, in our lives. And some of you who are elite athletes or extreme athletes, you've probably heard about NAD. Those of you who may have suffered from the pandemic might have heard about NAD and healing. But a lot of us who are in anti-aging heard about NAD because we understood sirtuins, and we wanted to make sure our sirtuins were healthy in order to slow down that aging process. So in the middle, you'll see what the ingredients include to activate the NAD. So this is not an NAD product that can back up in the system because you don't have all the other building blocks. This is giving you the building blocks in order to activate. There's that key word, activate NAD. And on the right-hand side, you'll see the benefits. So we're supporting healthy longevity, improving mental focus and concentration, supporting positive mood and motivation, boosting mental and physical energy, supporting the body's healthy inflammatory response. The key there is healthy. If we can't live in a bubble where there's no stressors, that's actually not healthy. What's healthy is knowing that there's a stressor and then we take action and our body knows what to do. It's the opposite of too much inflammation. We don't want too much inflammation or unmatched inflammation where our body's not being able to put out that fire. So that's why we can say we want to support a healthy inflammatory response. And then we want to maintain cholesterol levels in a healthy range. Again, cholesterol has been demonized. It's healthy. We need cholesterols to make things in our body. So, but we want a healthy range there. And then of course we want to support a healthy vascular system. So it's a network within our body that needs to run smoothly. So let's put them all together here. So Protandim NRF2 is talking about the oxidative stress theory of aging, and it's created to help our antioxidant production and help with detoxification. Our Protandim NRF1 is the mitochondrial theory of aging, helping with mitochondrial biogenesis, supporting its function there. And then the NAD is conquering the sirtuin theory of aging, and we want to help sirtuin proteins to allow for healthy longevity. So the neat part is when you put them together, you're going to see that 1 + 1 is not 2. There's an exponential expression in our antioxidant genes and the other genes that are helping our body function. Again, we want to push prevention. We want to push the body acting in a normal manner. And so on the bottom, you can see those genes that are being regulated. In the gray, you'll see it with that one specific product. In the blue, you're going to see that synergy of taking it as what's called the tri-synergizer. We're taking all 3 protandims together. So let's shift. I just want to point out a couple more key ingredients or key products that Lifevantage has. And it's because all of us are really, we're in cold and flu season. we want to stay away from viral infections. And what I love about our daily wellness is that it is something to do daily to help promote our immunity. And so you're going to look at these ingredients and you might be thinking, geez, these are really low doses. Yes, it's for daily use. This is not the thing that you do when you've got the sore throat. You double it up. You talk to anyone that's introduced you to this product will tell you what to do. But this is used for daily use. And so there's vitamin C, there's vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and whole yeast ferment. You may not have heard about this part, this ingredient, but it's incredible. If you want to know more about the clinical studies done on this, please ask the person who invited you to this webinar. My jaw dropped when I saw some of these studies. I'm so glad that we have it in this product. It's exciting to use. We need to support the gut microbiome. If you haven't heard that term, again, you need to ask us more questions. We need a healthy gut microbiome. That's where 80% of our immune system starts, is right in our gut. And so the other thing I wanted to talk about is so many people right now are suffering from brain fog. They don't have mental clarity. And we have something that is safe and also very effective. And this is called AXIO. It's B vitamins that are in the active form, quercetin, DMAE, L-theanine. These are things that you have heard about most likely. And the pine bark is the NRF2 activation. These products, this drink is what it is, crosses the blood-brain barrier, and guess what? It's food, it's brain food. It is helping your brain. So you're going to improve mental endurance and mental acuity, concentration, memory retention. It's going to enhance neurotransmitter function and the brain's resilience to stress. We're going to reduce mental fatigue and brain fog, increase a positive mood. And I love that this also has the BSCG seal of approval on it. It comes in decaf and caffeinated options. Caffeine is natural, so we're not looking at synthetics here. We don't have artificial colors and sweeteners in there. And that's really important for me and my patients. I treat a lot of autoimmune patients, so this is a very clean product. All these products are, so I love that part. But I had to mention those two specifically just because of what we are, going through at this time. The other one I wanted to briefly touch on is Icy Bright, because some of you might be thinking of stocking stuffers. And I think this one's a great one for our children because they're in front of computers and their phones and, games and everything else. And I don't know about you, but I think it's kind of funny with my kids. Sometimes we'll put socks and underwear in it. Who doesn't do that just to go when they're like, I wanted something better. Now you can put this where it's like a vitamin, it's an omega, specifically with some incredible ingredients like zeaxanthin and lutein that help our eyes. We need to protect our eyes from blue light. So I thought I'd throw this in there because it's an incredible product that we now carry. And there's some incredible studies on this as well. So we have a whole family of products. A lot of these that you're going to see are NRF2 activators, like our skincare and our hair care products. We have an extended body care launch as well. We have Pet Tandem, which is for your four-legged friend who doesn't want them to be healthy, running around and slowing down and aging. And so get back to the person who invited you. We can go through the whole list of what's available depending on what you might be looking for to better your health. And the neat part is the company has put them together as stacks. I'm going to go through this really fast. So there's an activation stack. There's a heart health stack, well-being, peak energy, eye, gut, immune, and focus. And so, those are so important to kind of know. You might be thinking a little, being overwhelmed, going, I'm not sure what to put together. And so we've made it really simple that you can kind of look through this and scroll through them and see what might fit you best. So I'm going to change direction for just a little bit. And I'm going to pull up this slide. And you might be thinking, okay, she just talked about all this science, these incredible products. Why is she showing a side hustle up here? Well, I'm going to show this to you because 7 years ago, when I watched that ABC primetime investigative report, I was thinking about my family, especially my son. I had no clue that this could potentially become a business for me. I'm being honest with you. I'd never heard about a company that you could team up with like this and have a side hustle. So I had been in medical practice for about, I can't even do the math right now, for 10 years or so. And I remember my first day on the job, the doctor I joined said, you will always be in the negative. You have to find things. Side hustles was the term he should have used. You need to find other avenues of income if medicine is your love and your passion, because you're never going to make enough money doing the internal medicine, day to day. And I was very offended by that. I'm going to be frank and honest with you all. And that's why I went on and did other certifications, because I was like, okay, I've got to find other ways to do this. And I started dabbling in a few things. And I mean, think about when you look up here, if you were one of those key investors in Airbnb or, Amazon, and all of these other people are looking for ways to have a plan A, a plan B, a couple side hustles. Who said that multiple streams of income is wrong? I wish I would have known about it before. So my ears perked up when they told me that there was an opportunity with this company, and I had never heard of direct sales. And it was really neat because I was getting ready to sign along the dotted line with my husband to start a franchise. And I'm going to tell you, at that time, it's $250,000 to $300,000 to start a franchise. He was going to retire in 3 years. We thought we'd get the ball rolling and get something going. Well, this came along and I only had to put $1,000 into it, and it was product I was going to use. And I thought, well, heck, I'm going to see what this does. And so this became the perfect meld for me, for another side hustle for me to have. And it's great because I can use my laptop. I can use my phone, do everything from my phone as well. I love to talk, as you probably have noticed during this. So for me, this is incredibly easy for me to talk to people about, because I love talking about their health and what they can do to prevent the aging process, the diseases that can happen with aging. I want to grow old gracefully and also kicking and screaming and having fun. And so I love social sharing. I love education. And so this fit. And you might be sitting on here going, I love to talk too. When I find something that's incredible, I'm going to share it. Well, keep listening then. And so there are ways to get what we call business in a box. If those of you are not thinking about a business, guess what? You get to pay the same exact price that we pay for our product, and it ships for free. It's from a website. You get complete control. It's super easy. Those of you who are thinking, okay, can I do this as a business? I'm going to tell you, yes, it's incredibly fun to share this with others. And so these are the two opportunities that you can do. And there are a couple more incentives with these. So back to the person who invited you, and we can go through these packages with you. So what is leveraged income? Well, if you're already somebody who finds something and loves to talk about it, that's what leveraged income can become with this, because your network of customers and distributors only helps you grow. And so we can go into this in more detail for those of you who are interested. But what I love is looking at this screen right now. Our company goes from a level of, if you want to call it just a distributor, which is kind of level 0, to the level of executive master pro 10 there on the bottom. And if you go 3 rows over where it talks about that average monthly commissions paid at rank, you're going to see here that by just getting started, you might make enough to pay for your product, and that's great. Some of my distributors just make enough and they love it because they're sharing this. This is a great side gig because it's paying for the product they use. There are others that are pro 4, pro 5, pro 6. You're starting to replace maybe a couple of your side gigs, or maybe your full-time income, or you're getting to come home and not worry about getting another job, or a job and your spouse can keep working, and you can do this as a home-based business and raise your kids. And then look at, that average of pro 7, 8 and above. That's incredible income that I would have never thought through direct sales that we could achieve. And it's all about sharing the gift of health. I mean, who doesn't like to share the gift of health? And so that's why I listened. That's why I thought, well, why not me? Why can't I do this? Because I want to grow outside of my medical practice so that I can do the things that I want to do in my medical practice and not worry about the bottom line of money there. This has been a gift to me and my family. My husband was able to retire 3 years ago. And so if you're asking yourself, can I do this? We have an incredible support team, both company wide for customers and distributors. The website's amazing. I love when people say, gosh, how much do you have to pay for this website? And I get to tell them it's part of the company. I don't pay a red cent. It's there once you join. And so we are a team that helps you. We lock arms and we run to change the world and the way that people's health is expressed. So with that, I want to say welcome to Lifevantage. We are here for you. Again, can I leave you with that quote? Because it's just really on my heart. It's the purest form of medicine is prevention and lifestyle. So hopefully you've learned about a few products here that I think speak to that. And that's my passion. And I will never stop screaming this from the rooftops that you don't have to have the diseases that your ancestors had. You get to play your own cards to the best of your ability in this game we play life. Take care of that car that drives you through life. So with that, I'm going to end this. And I hope you have a really incredible holiday season.